Hello, welcome to Daily News from Marja'iyat TV. Public meetings of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Qom. The House of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in the holy city of Qom hosted another round of the public meetings of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. In these meetings, the Grand Jurist meets various groups of seminarians, clerics, religious scholars, activists, and the public groups of people. Discussions on Islamic faith and beliefs are also part of these meetings. Sayyid Ahmed Shirazi holds 9th session of Commemorations in Kuwait. Sayyid Ahmed Shirazi, the son of the Grand Shia Jurist Ayatollah Shirazi, holds the 9th session of Commemorations hosted at his house in Kuwait. These commemorations were held during the month of Safar, and they hosted groups of cultural and religious figures. Temporary Office of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi hosts dignitary visitors in Holy Karbala. The temporary office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala hosts some very distinguished clerics and religious experts. Discussion panels hosted at this office address various subjects on Islamic beliefs, cultural issues, and the juridical points. The temporary office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi has been host to great numbers of pilgrims and distinguished visitors over the past years during the Arbaeen pilgrimage. PR manager of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi meets government authorities in Iraq. Arif Nasrullah, the public relations manager of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, held his annual meeting with the directors of the government departments and organizations in the holy city of Karbala. This meeting was held with the aim of planning and determining the strategies by which better services to Arbaeen pilgrims are ensured. According to a statement issued by the directors of the departments and institutions present at this meeting, they stressed the need to provide the best possible services through full coordination with the Iraqi cabinet. Every year during the pilgrimage of Arbaeen, the director of the Public Relations Center of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi provides several services to the pilgrims of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during a project under the title of the Great Husseini Program in cooperation with the government institutions of Holy Karbala. The Public Relations Center of the Grand Jurist is a liaison between the pilgrims who enter the holy city of Karbala and the centers and government offices that serve the pilgrims of Arbaeen. Mr. Sayyid Hashim al-Musawi, advisor to the governor, Mr. Muhammad al-Fazil al-Nasrawi, director of the water department, and Mr. Emar Abbas, director of the Karbala power department, were among the other speakers at this meeting. Clerics community begins cultural and religious activities in Holy Karbala. The community of clerics affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi set up tents to answer religious questions of people during the Arbaeen 2020. This community has set up centers on Qibla Street near the shrine of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, and the Islamic seminary of Bin Fathili in Holy Karbala. Answering religious questions, distributing books and cultural packages among people, as well as the booklet of Islamic law by Grand Ayatollah Shirazi were among the activities of the clerics community. Activities by clerics community at Towirij city in Holy Karbala. The Center for Answering Religious Questions at Towirij city has begun its programs. The center, on the occasion of the Arbaeen 2020, enjoys the presence of some religious experts who welcome pilgrims and Shia believers from around the world. Distribution of cultural and religious packages as well as answering religious questions of pilgrims are among the activities of this center. Clerics begin programs to honor Arbaeen pilgrimage in 2020. The Mawakib of religious clerics, one of the centers related to the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, hosts pilgrims, scholars, seminarians, and the general public of the lovers of AhlulBayt, peace be upon them, during the holy pilgrimage of Arbaeen this year in different parts of the world. This Mawakib welcomes the pilgrims, answers their religious questions, hosts scholars, and distributes religious and cultural products and books, including the booklet of Islamic law by the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. Delegations from the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi visit Mawakib in Naseriya, Iraq. Some delegations from the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala visited the Mawakib and service centers in Naseriya city of Iraq. During these visits, prayers and instructions of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi were conveyed to the organizers of these Mawakib and these religious activists. Many centers have been working to help pilgrims with their basic needs such as food and resting place, as well as cultural and religious counseling. Abiha Institute provides supplies to 100 Mawakib in Holy Karbala. Abiha Institute, affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, continues to provide supplies to more than 100 service centers and Mawakib in the city. These supplies consisted of food such as rice, bread, wheat powder, and cooking oil. Rasul Adham Center continues services to pilgrims in Holy Karbala. Rasul Adham Center, affiliated to the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Holy Karbala, continues to serve the pilgrims of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, during the Arbaeen Pilgrimage 2020. This center will provide pilgrims with warm foods plus free resting place on a daily basis. Director of AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center meets Clerics in Baghdad. A group of clerics and seminarians visited the AhlulBayt Islamic Thought Center affiliated with the office of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi in Baghdad, the capital of Iraq. Mr. Ali Sarwai, the director of this center, hosted these visitors to discuss various topics regarding the Arbaeen pilgrimage and the instructions of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi with respect to upholding the rituals of Imam Hussein, peace be upon him.